You've read the books, you've tried the breathing, you've gone to therapy, journaled your thoughts, repeated the affirmations. But deep down, the anxiety is still there, still humming beneath the surface, as if something inside you is whispering, "You're doing everything right, so why do you still feel so wrong?" What if I told you you're not anxious? You're just stuck inside a lesson your ego refuses to teach. There's a part of you that gathers knowledge, collects advice, memorizes healing mantras, but never shares the real wound, never admits the truth. That part is the ego, and while it may look wise on the surface, its silence is the very thing feeding your inner chaos. Carl Jung warned us, the ego will not teach everything it has learned because that would defeat its purpose. Therefore, it learns nothing at all. In today's video, I'll show you how the ego's desire to protect actually becomes the prison where your anxiety grows. And more importantly, I'll walk you through 4 simple steps to break that cycle from the inside out. So if a part of you is already nodding, already feeling the truth in this, take a slow breath. And if you're ready to walk this path together, leave a like and let's begin. Imagine waking up in a quiet room. Everything looks fine. The walls are clean, the light slips in through narrow windows. You're safe, so you think. But slowly, the air feels heavier. You begin to watch yourself, every word, every gesture, every mood. You manage your routines, your image, your tone of voice. You tell yourself, if I control everything, I'll be okay. But this room, it's not a sanctuary. It's a cell. The ego built it to protect you from rejection, from failure, from pain. But now it protects you from life itself. And anxiety? It's the silent alarm, not a flaw, but a signal. A message from deep within saying, you're not growing, you're repeating. We often confuse safety with stillness, but when the body feels trapped in patterns, even the calmest room becomes a cage. You think you're fine, but your breath is shallow, your shoulders stay tense, your thoughts loop around what might go wrong. This isn't living, it's surviving. And the one who built the cell, the ego, has no intention of letting you out, unless you begin to notice the walls.
Carl Jung once wrote, "The ego will not teach everything it has learned, because that would defeat its purpose. Therefore, it learns nothing at all." Let that sink in. Your ego collects wisdom. It quotes books. It memorizes healing methods. It even says the right things in therapy. But it doesn't share the truth. Because sharing would mean exposing the cracks. It would mean admitting it's been afraid all along. So instead, the ego hides what it learns, not to protect you, but to maintain control. This is why your anxiety persists. It's not just fear of the future, it's the echo of all the lessons that were never expressed, never integrated. It's the weight of every insight you've kept secret. The ones you were too ashamed to say out loud. The ones that tremble just beneath your smile. And because the ego refuses to teach, it also refuses to grow. So the same patterns repeat. You seek, you try, you hope, but nothing truly shifts because the one part of you that could teach the lesson is still silent. While the ego guards its wounds with silence, there is another part of you watching, waiting, patient. Jung called it the self. It is not the polished version of you. It is not your achievements or your image. It is the quiet center that never left, the part of you that has seen it all, your fear, your shame, your longing, and still whispers, "You are more than this." The self doesn't rush. It doesn't fight the ego. It gently invites transformation. Where the ego hides what it learned out of fear, the self teaches it again with love. It says, Even your pain can be turned into something sacred. Even your patterns can be recycled into wisdom. The self looks at the prison of anxiety and doesn't panic. It doesn't yell, "Break free!" It simply asks, what if this was never a prison, but a classroom? You don't need to hate your anxiety. You need to listen to what it's been trying to teach you. Because the self sees what the ego forgot. Even your mistakes are material for healing. Even the fear can become a doorway if you're willing to walk through it.
It's one thing to understand the ego. It's another to walk out of the cell it built. Here's how you begin. Gently, honestly, daily. Step 1. Name what the ego hides. Take a deep breath. Then, take a pen. Ask yourself, what do I know about myself that I never speak out loud? What beliefs about me have I been repeating in silence? Write them down, without censoring. This is not confession, it's liberation. Step 2. Teach the opposite. Pick one of those hidden beliefs. Now say the opposite. If the ego says, "If I'm not perfect, I'll be rejected," say out loud, "I am loved even when I'm imperfect." Say it again. This small reversal is not fake. It's a seed of reprogramming. Step 3. Practice safe surrender. Once a day, choose a moment the ego wants to control. Maybe it's how you respond to a message. Maybe it's your posture in public. Now, gently let go. No correction, no explanation. Just stillness. Breathe. Feel what rises. Stay. This rewires trust between you and yourself. And step 4. Share with one person. The ego's power lives in isolation, so break it. Tell someone, "I've realized I've been thinking this way for a long time, and I want to change." You don't need a perfect story. You just need to be real. This is how anxiety stops being a cycle and becomes a bridge to connection. Anxiety is not the enemy. It's the teacher the ego didn't want you to meet. It shows up not to punish, but to awaken, to remind you of what's been silenced, to push you toward the self, toward the part of you that's not afraid to grow, to feel, to share. And maybe that's what you needed all along. Not another tool, not another escape, but permission to stop hiding, to start teaching yourself and maybe even others what you've quietly learned. So, if something inside you felt seen in this video, let it be a beginning. Leave a like. Share this with someone who might still be inside their own silent room. And if you want to keep going, to keep unfolding, there are 2 videos on the screen now. Click on one. Let this be your next step home. You don't have to do it alone. Not anymore.